What's up, Limeheads? Welcome to another video here at Long Island Music and Entertainment. Tonight, or this afternoon, I should say, special guest, we have Abandoned Ship. Guys, welcome to Long Island Music and Entertainment.
Hello.
What's happening?
So we got...
Thanks for having us.
No problem. Thanks for taking time out of your busy schedule. I know life is a little different right now, but, you know, we're all going to pull through, and we'll be face-to-face sooner than later, hopefully, right?
At least they'll show me.
Yeah. All right. So start. I should say with band intros. Tell us your role of the band, and then we'll take it from there. So Nick, why don't you take it from first?
I am Nick. I play guitar, sing lead in the band. Most recently, been adding little keyboards as well. And yeah.
All right, James. How about you?
I'm James. I play bass.
Okay. And we got Mike.
I'm Mike, and I play guitar.
Nice. There you go. And Steve.
I'm Steve. I play drums, do a little backup vocals, and some songwriting.
Cool. Now, what's interesting about you guys is that you guys actually found us, which we love. Sometimes we have to do the dirty work and go out there and find bands that might be interesting here on Long Island Music and Entertainment. But a few months ago, you reached out to us, wanting to promote your new EP, The Ark, which is out right now. And, we promised a review, but, we figured get you guys on video, do an interview instead, would be better. So here you guys are. And congratulations on the release of The Ark. Nick, tell us about The Ark. Tell us the songs behind it, the inspiration, and what the album is all about.
Sure, man. So The Ark, it's our second album. The first as basically our solidified lineup, the lineup that we've had for the most amount of time. But the songs on there range from even before we recorded our first EP, which was released in 2014. Songs like Seize the Day, Lesson Learned. Mike, remind me if I'm forgetting any. The Mind.
I'm actually cracking through. I'm like, wait. Yeah, Mind, Lesson Learned. Seize the Day has been around a while too.
Yeah. And then Steve has a song on here that he wrote called Then What's the Use? And then I wrote a newer one. I guess we call it the 7.0, Abyss 7. It's our seventh lineup.
Okay.
Which was unadorned, and that became The Ark. The Ark just kind of wasn't like a preconceived thing. It's just kind of something we were trying to find, like a linkable theme throughout all the songs, which were all, like I said, written at different times. And that's what we came up with, was The Ark, kind of linking to our first record called The Storm.
Okay. Now, how can we find The Ark? What platform, or what platforms can we find it at?
And if it's digital, we probably are on it. If it's a streaming service of some sort, we're probably on them.
Okay.
And everything pretty much, right? All the major ones.
Yep. Easiest way to go to abandinship.com, and we have pages for each of our records, and every link possible is on there.
We're on Spotify, Bandcamp.
Okay, so all the major ones.
YouTube.
Okay. I got
YouTube, Tidal.
Right. Now, what's the history of the band? How did you guys all meet and form?
Let's see, back in like 2011, I think it was, me and our first drummer, Ryan McCloskey, and our friend, original bassist, Justin Cicerelli, we all kind of just started hanging out one summer, just messing around, playing songs we liked, not really taking it too seriously. And then eventually Nick was coming back from college at the end of, I think around the end of the year, right?
Yeah.
Somewhere around the winter. And then you joined in, and you were just supposed to be on keys.
Keyboard.
Yeah. And then he became the guitarist, and then we started coming up with little things here and there, because I had never been in the band, at least, so I was slow. It was a slow build for me. And then we started getting a few songs here and there, and went through a bunch of changes eventually with that was still current. That was the little like side project, the cover band that became a band that then changed. Then we got James, after all that
Around,
stuff.
like,
And then-
2015, I joined. I think.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, don't let me lose the timeline here. And then after that point, when Steve had joined, and it was abandoned ship officially from that point on, pretty much. I mean,
I love
well,
the name.
no, from
by the way.
the storm, excuse me.
Abandoned Ship. We love the name here at Lime. It's very creative. So, we love saying it, and we love having you guys on now. So, it's all good. Welcome to the family.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Yeah, very organically, we've developed going a band in ship, just to make sure people understand.
Right.
We're in the
Because you
ship,
stayed to-
not trying to leave.
A lot of music venues have put us on a chalkboard outside as abandoned
Oh
ship.
God, we have a collection of photos.
So
of it.
many,
I
so
can
many
imagine.
times. So many times. And we're nice guys, so we're not going to go and break their balls and make them change the sign, So I think we should we should put it in parentheses for
And what-
all of our digital listing.
Which venues have you guys played at here on Long Island? And which have been
Oh.
some of your favorite?
Well, Brick House and Velvet Lounge seem to be the ones that we keep going back to. Those are like South Shore, North Shore, home base type of deal. But we've done whatchamacallit, 89 North we've done in the past,
Oh, no.
Amityville Music Hall, Revolution. Now I gotta rack my brain. But those are the ones that we've done multiple times.
Cool.
The weirdest one was maybe East Islip Lanes because we're playing on bowling lanes. That's another one.
Yeah, we've actually been down there for a few shows. It's an interesting scene, but they
Yeah.
do it all right. They treat bands very well down there.
Absolutely.
It's a
One of the
weird
more
little underground thing.
One of the
Yeah.
more recent places is Barrier Brewing in Oceanside. Really cool venue.
Very,
Yeah,
very cool
great.
venue. They set up
Actually, talking about
Right.
East Islip Lanes, we actually did an interview there with a band that I think you guys are very familiar with. I think you've had one of the members play with you guys because we do research here at Long Island Music and Entertainment. And that band is a very talented MJT band.
yes.
Yeah. When we
Absolutely.
did the research and we saw you guys some clips and some pictures with was it Matt?
Matt,
Matt and
Yeah,
Yeah.
Matt
Oh,
Godfrey on keys, yeah.
those
About a year
guys,
ago, we
they're
had
really
That was
good.
your-
That was our Bob Marley set that we did.
that was a lot of fun.
very fun.
All right. Let's talk about inspirations.
I mean, we got the classics. We all kind of have our same similar interests in bands like Black Sabbath, the Beatles, and Allman Brothers, and the Grateful Dead are all big influences that we've all been listening to. Pink Floyd, we've all been listening to bands like that
Right.
for pretty much most of our lives collectively.
I think we're all pretty similar. Is like we go deep with the stuff we listen to. We don't just like go, yeah, I like that song.
Yeah.
Like we're
I-
all pretty like we delve into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's all right. But I was just gonna say, we all have our own little niches that we're into individually. I listen to a lot of punk rock and ska since I was an early teenager, and that's kind of stuck around. And some more alternative and progressive music like Queens of the Stone Age or this a great metal band out of England called Haken. I've been drawn a lot from as far as like writing and trying to emulate playing style a little bit of the members.
Okay. James, you want to add anything or?
Sure. I always listen to a lot of jam bands, starting with The Dead, and lots of other stuff from there. But mainly lately, it's been a lot of jazz and funk and a little bit of R&B in there. Really getting back to the roots of my instrument, the electric bass, and figuring out, like, kind of reinventing my whole play style, really.
Okay, cool. How about you, Nick?
Originally my main instrument is drums, actually, and so early on, starting like when I started getting into the drum set, I was very big into jazz and early rock and roll, like Ginger Baker and Cream, jazz drummers like Buddy Rich, Gene Krupa, and stuff like that. And then I was introduced to Herbie Hancock's Headhunters album, and that kind of like blew my mind and opened it up to like funk and classic rock, and my big ones obviously growing up, Pink Floyd and Led Zeppelin, like Steve had already mentioned, Sabbath, And then getting into high school, when I started being more involved with vocals and trying to learn more instruments, Dream Theater became my biggest inspiration and my favorite band to this day. After high school and stuff, when I started getting involved with wanting to like actually play rock and roll instead of being a music teacher, I got into jam bands, which is where Fish and Humphreys and the Grateful Dead and Allman Brothers and
Actually,
Lettuce
I
all
brought
that
Nick
came
to his first Fish show.
he did.
Yeah, we dragged him all the way up to Mansfield, Massachusetts. Went to Great Woods. It was pretty sweet.
They attract an interesting crowd. Fish.
Oh,
That's a nice way of putting it.
Eclectic.
yeah,
Why
turned
you
out an interesting person.
All right. So talking about going to the Fish concert. Next question is favorite concert that you've seen live.
I can at least I know I can think right off the bat because it's so recent. The biggest show I went to for like how special it was the Wolfpack MSG show, and that's a new discovery for me. That group, that whole universe of those people that involved with that, and I'm loving every minute of it. Especially play a Strat, Corey Wong, big inspiration now. But that's probably I had a lot of fun at that show. It seems so easy to say right off the bat because it was like last year, but that was pretty big for me.
All right, James, favorite concert.
Probably it was a further show. So it was Phil Lesh and Bob Weir from the Grateful Dead and their band that they had at the time together. This was at the PlayStation Theater when it was the Best Buy Theater back in 2010, I think it was. It was a great show. Second set, they played the entire B-side of Abbey Road. It was amazing.
Oh, that's cool.
So good.
All right, Nick, favorite concert.
Well, I'm definitely addicted to seeing live music, so it's like so hard for me to pin it down. But I usually refer to my favorite concerts as religious experiences, and the most recent one is probably Paul Simon's farewell show in Queens. They built a stadium for it, basically, and it was just an emotional, career-spanning show, and it was really incredible.
Cool.
Beyond that, I would say all of the Baker's Dozen shows from Fish, but that's like too much to get into, so I kind of wrap it into one. That's one
You
religious
count that
experience.
as one big 39-hour concert, then that's number one.
I want to make an amendment to mine. I saw Porcupine Tree at Radio City. That was a really, really amazing show. Especially watching all the animations and things on that huge back wall screen that they have, which was new at the time, which I had never seen before. That was stunning. Just seeing it just sunk in. It was such a surreal experience. That whole room was
Radio
just...
City is quite a historical building to be in, too.
Yeah.
It's like,
And that was a big
crazy.
show. That was a great one.
No, I could say that Paul Simon concert too. That was a great time me and Nick had in that random field in Forest Hills. But I gotta say, is Stevie Wonder's Songs in the Key of Life tour he did about 5 or 6 years ago. The MSG sold out, so we got tickets to go see it in Philly instead. And it was actually cheaper to go to Philly, get a hotel room, and see that show than it was to just get tickets to MSG one night.
Yeah,
And that was he played all Songs in the Key of Life, interspersed with all of your favorite hits from other albums and stuff like that. It was just fucking. He had one point, I think he had like 36 people on stage. He had a 8-piece choir, 5-piece string section, horns. It was quite the thing.
Stevie does what he wants, man. Like,
he
so
fucking owned
funny.
that stage.
Yeah, I saw him at a festival where it was supposed to be, not just his show, and he it was crazy. He went overtime. He was bringing people up on stage that didn't know they were going to be going up on stage. It was some fun stuff.
Wow.
It was just
Yeah,
treated the
Wonder of the
stage as
World.
Stevie's basement.
Oh,
Everyone come jam.
So when you're not doing band stuff, when you're not practicing and performing, what are you doing?
I've been building a lot of bases lately. I'm on my third or fourth one now. It's a lot of fun. It's a learning experience. an expensive learning experience, but it's a lot of fun.
Right. What about you, Mike?
I ride my bike a lot. I go out in my canoe when I can, although the band usually gets in the way of that, which is fine. This has been the biggest hobby I've ever had, so this is a big chunk of my life.
Right. How long have you been playing music for?
Me personally, since 2003 or so, I really took it seriously, although I did start on cello.
Okay.
So I've been playing since 3rd grade, but I really didn't give too much effort until I was in, like 9th grade or so.
All right, Steve. How about you? What do you like to do when you're doing band-related stuff?
I'm a bit of a home chef, so I'm usually, especially nowadays since we have so much free time now, trying to do bulk shopping and then just cook up super dank meals every night. Tonight I've got some mahi steaks, and I made a mango jicama salsa that's sitting in the fridge, soaking up some lime juice and some little jalapenos in there. That's gonna be nice.
When we wrap
I
up
thought I
this
was fancy
interview,
with cast iron.
when we wrap,
Sorry.
when we wrap up this interview and we're done recording, make sure you get my address so you can mail me some stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'll overnight it. I'll flash freeze it.
sounds
And
good.
pack it with some dry ice. Yeah. It's
What about-
crazy. It's pretty cool. Like, it's it sucks to say this, but like, it's the one good thing that came out of this whole Corona situation is that a lot of food distributors and purveyors who normally would only deal with restaurants and like large like supermarkets and stuff like that are now doing home deliveries, so you can get like really weird meats and like game birds and
Expanded
like
your
great,
palate.
great fish, and like I'm gonna get some crawfish shipped up from Louisiana pretty soon. And have a boil at home. So
All right,
just
Nick.
I'm getting fat. That's what I'm doing. I'm gonna try and get fat.
Nick, last one. You're the leader of the band. When you're not performing or practicing, what are you doing?
Doing more music typically. I play with a couple other groups. SMG is like a female-fronted soul pop funk rock group that I sing for. I kind of do whatever she tells me. I sing, I play a little guitar, do a little percussion, sometimes some keyboard. Then I play drums for like a blues rock funk trio.
So when you're
I
not
do weddings.
when you're not in the band, you're in another band or
I'm
another
in
band.
another.
He's in like 3 bands. Yeah.
Yeah, and if I'm not doing that, I'm taking care of like the managerial part of abandonship. I kind of do all like the behind the scenes, except for any like videos or audio or like flyers that we put up. That's all done by Mike. We're all like completely DIY in house.
I'm the AV department.
Let me tell you about it.
Yeah, he's paperwork and contacting people and things like that.
Right.
Yeah, the annoying stuff. Other than that, if I get the chance, I like to sit on my butt and watch TV. So that's about the only non-music thing I get around to doing.
Okay. All right. That's all the questions I have for you guys. Once again, thank you very much for taking time out. We know you're busy with everything. So once again, you're listening to Abandoned Ship here at Long Island Music and Entertainment. One more thing before you guys go. Plug away, social media, your website, anything you want, all our lime heads to find out about you guys. Someone take it.
Sure. You got it, guys. So basically everything is at Abandoned. You could also, I'm very good about keeping our website up to date. Honestly, that usually has the best info first, and then it gets dispersed amongst the other stuff. So that's abandonship.com. The next thing we're doing while we're home is we're going to start a monthly series, basically bringing back the Jam of the Month that we used to do when we were together. We're going to try to separately record some tunes and put them out for you guys, some new originals and covers.
Awesome.
Put your ticket without saying a word, even though you can't get it back. Nobody promised you happiness. Realize that's enough. Face to black, face to black, face to black, face to black, black.